There are 3 pie tins here. You need 3 of them. You need a pan. You're going to need some measuring spoons, a measuring cup, and if you have one of these gizmos, this is really cool. If you can use one of these, that's great. Otherwise, just use a regular spatula. I'm actually going to be doing 2 pans because I'm going to be using a lot of this. But I'm going to partially cook the eggplant, and then I'm going to put it in the freezer. Here are the ingredients: eggplant, flax meal, water, onion powder, sage, garlic powder, breadcrumbs, and some all-purpose flour. The first thing, of course, we do with our eggplant, our breaded eggplant, is to grease the pans and turn on the oven. First, I'm going to prep the eggplant. Now, you can actually get your eggplant in advance, and you can peel it and cut it and put some salt on it to get out the bitters. I found that the eggplants that I've been getting this season really aren't that bitter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to peel the eggplant quickly. I'm going to cut it into about 1-inch slices. You don't want to make it too thick or it takes forever to cook, but you don't want to make it too thin so that it really doesn't have much flavor and doesn't have much mouthfeel. So here is my flour and flax meal. And then I'm going to add my water into where I'm going to dredge this stuff. And I might just add a little bit more water, I'm not sure. And then I'm just going to mix this up. This is breadcrumbs and flax meal. And when I do my breadcrumbs, I might even have a little bit of cereal left over, like a bran cereal or something. If I have a little of that left over, I'll throw it into the mix. Okay, there, that's ready to go. Now I'm going to put in my spices. It's my garlic, onion powder, a little sage. And I'm going to mix those in. So you can smell them. Oh, they smell great. That sage really, I think, picks up the flavor. You can add oregano. That also picks up the flavor. If you know, whatever you have is great. I like sage or oregano. And if I can get fresh oregano, I put that right in the sauce. Now for my eggplant. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to kind of put the flour up on top of it. So I want a nice covering of flour, tap it down. Then I'm going to dredge it in this, okay? And then I'm going to put all this stuff on top. I find that this is the fastest and easiest way to make sure the whole thing gets covered. And it goes right on my pan. So it goes in the flour. If you want, you can throw some of the flour on top of it. Dredge it. Put it in here, throw some stuff on top. It's now covered. I put a little bit more so it'll be covered on that side, and I put it over here. So they're ready to go in, and I'm going to put them in the oven for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, I'm going to flip them over. And I'm going to see if they brown or what they're doing. Sometimes I find that, I don't like to use oil, but I might just spray a little oil just on top of them, and I mean a very little bit, like a shh for the whole thing. And that just is enough just to kind of crisp them up. Let's just check them out. They should be easily pierced with a knife. It should just go through them like butter. A couple of these are just a little hard. I'm just going to put them in for another couple of minutes and then they should be done. This is made to be served with a little tomato sauce. You could actually, if you wanted to, you could do a spicy cashew cream on top that you thin out with some water. That I've also done that. That tastes really yummy too. But I just take fresh tomatoes. It's the summertime, so I take fresh tomatoes, fresh basil, onion, garlic, and a little bit of just a touch of salt, some pepper, and then I just cook it down for like 20 minutes. And now I'm going to have it. So here we go. Let's taste it. Oh my God. This is just fresh. A little bit of crisp because of the breadcrumbs, but the eggplant shines through. Just make sure that you cook the eggplant enough. And oh, this is, I'm going to have this with a little pasta. And you don't need all that gross cheese on top. Oh my God, that's really taste of the eggplant.